there's two separate conversations that need to happen here.
And what are those?
And I think they got tied together because we talked so much about the Kings trading last night's pick. Last night's pick was going to be the thing that catalyzed this big trade that the Kings were going to make.
Yeah, there was a lot of smoke around that too. The pick got closer.
Right. Yeah. Jason Anderson from the Sacramento Bee saying the Kings were deep in talks about Cam Johnson and Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
I believe. And they may still be in those talks.
Mm-hmm.
And Monty McNair even said, and we'll hear from Monty McNair later. We have some sound from him. We have some sound from Devin Carter. And at 10:30, we will have Devin Carter's college coach, Kim English, joining the program. So I think there's the Devin Carter selection just in a vacuum as a Devin Carter, the player. But then I also think there's a roster building conversation that needs to happen.
We do have 6 guards now.
It's a lot of guards.
Yes. And
that is that roster building part of the discussion is one where I think a lot of people were disappointed last night. I posted a video on Twitter. The reaction, the loudest pop that Tom's Watch Bar got last night, and again, salute to everybody who came out. We appreciate you immensely for doing that. The loudest pop of the night, when was it to you?
Like as far as like good or bad?
Good.
Maybe when Dame first took the mic or whatever and got everyone hyped.
That one for sure. When Zach Edey got picked. Yeah. When Zach Edey got taken 9. No. Dude, Kenny, I now know what Kenny would look like if the Kings ever won a title.
Oh, yeah. He
was fired up.
I got a definite reaction.
Right. But I posted the video and there was a lot of like disappointment when the Kings took Devin Carter. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's because of Devin Carter specifically. One, because I bet between everybody there combined last night that there was maybe one full game of Providence basketball watched all year.
I don't know. Give them credit. Maybe we're all tapped into Providence Friars out here.
Are you a Providence guy?
Allegedly.
No, but their fan base, by the way, is nuts on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
It was popping yesterday.
I love it. I'm all in. Big Friars guy now. Huge Providence men's basketball fan here.
Maybe a Friars and Light the Beam collab or something we got going on.
Maybe. But I just don't think that we didn't talk that much about guards. Every player we really discussed was like Zach Edey.
Well, there was a lot of tweets out there yesterday. It's like, all right, if you're going to make the pick, anyone but a guard.
Yes.
Because of what the situation was on the roster right now.
Yes. After OKC picked 12th, that was the consensus. Hey, just don't take a guard. But look, if you're going to take a guard, and this is where the Devin Carter portion of the conversation comes in, I think Devin Carter is going to be or might already be better than Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I'm not this big college hoops or whatever. I'm on the film and all that, but like watching his game, like you can see where he can help and all that. I think.
Yes, you see, go watch whether it's like an extended clip or a game. He's just constantly in the right spot. He can play above the rim. He plays much bigger than 6'2". He is a tenacious defender. He averaged over his last 2 years at Providence 1.8 steals a game and a block a game in each of the last 2 years. He can shoot it, or at least he showed that this year. He showed off some real range, shooting it from beyond the arc. Shot 37.7% from 3. He's a tenacious defender. He's a playmaker with the ball in his hands. And I think he's going to be the type of player who, yes, he's listed at 6'2", but he has a 6'8" wingspan. I think you're going to be able to have him defend in the same kind of spots where, how many times last year did we see Davion Mitchell defend a player? We're like, man, he's just not quite tall enough. The game winner that Klay Thompson hit over him.
Yeah, it was just a matter of Davion was a couple inches taller.
Right. And, look, Devin Carter's a couple inches taller than Davion. And he has a huge wingspan. And I think he's going to be able to do more offensively. So I think there is a very easy way to see Devin Carter plugging and playing this year and playing minutes this year where I think his role will change. But I think in year one, if you need him to go be, and I know this isn't a popular thing, but follow me. Go look at what Gary Payton II does for the Warriors. Uh-huh. And again, I think Devin Carter is going to be a better player than Gary Payton II. I don't think he's going to be a journeyman until he's 29. But it's that this year, hustle plays, getting to 50-50 balls, getting extra rebounds, grabbing extra possessions, being able to knock down a 3, being able to just come in and, hey, you know what? De'Aaron Fox is in some foul trouble. Can you go defend Donovan Mitchell for a little bit? Well, I think he'll be capable of that.
Yeah, how many times did Gary Payton II come up big, maybe in that Warriors championship run and all that?
A lot.
Yeah, it's like guys like that matter.
Right, and it might only be it might only be 6 points, but it was, you know what, a huge transition dunk that electrified the crowd, and an offensive rebound and a putback, and let's say 7 points, and then knocked down a big corner three.
Yeah.
Like just those little things that I think he's going to help now. And now this is where the conversation transitions.
Yes, the part where Jesse's a little confused.
Yes, where you and me, and I think everybody else is a little confused.
Yeah.
Because, hey, this can't be it. And that's not a Devin Carter thing. This is not a, man, Devin Carter is not going to be good enough to help. No, I think he can help, but not in the ways that this team really, really needs help. And that's where this becomes a head scratcher. Because we knew all of last year and all of this offseason, size, athleticism, length, defensive prowess, shot creation. Well, I think you get defense and shot creation a little bit with Devin Carter for sure.
Yeah.
But, hey, is he going to help you defend Herb Jones? Is he going to help you defend Trey Murphy?
Well, is he going to help create a shot when maybe Monk isn't feeling it that day or something like that?
Right. If Malik Monk goes down, are you confident having him in the sixth man role right away? Like these are the questions the Kings still have to answer. And so that's why, okay, I'm a proponent. I know this is a hot take. If you're not an analytics person, try and follow me. Having good players is better than not having good players.
It's a pretty solid formula.
I'll go on that limb. I'll die on that hill.
Living life on the edge this week, huh?
Brought the flamethrower. No, but having I know that sounds trivial and stupid.
Yeah.
But I think we get tied up too much in the potential and ceiling and this and that. And it's like, hey, sometimes it's just better to have good players.
Throw back to like 2 years, however long it was. At one point, we had 2 really solid point guards here in Sacramento, Tyrese Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox. Maybe didn't have both the best fit or whatever. You move one for Domantas Sabonis and works out. So yeah, like get the good guys in here first and we'll figure it out after.
I just believe that to maximize what the Kings are doing this year and to maximize what Devin Carter can contribute this year, there has to be another move.
Yeah,
there has to be more to this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it has to. It can't just be like, oh, like well, we tried and we're just gonna stick with what we got. Like the guards are here and like we like Devin and all. Like no, like, you have to fix this roster. Like you just balance it out more.
Your guard rotation right now, it's De'Aaron Fox, and are we starting Keon Ellis?
I think
with the current roster, by the way, this is with no additional moves.
Yeah.
Okay, you're starting Keon. Malik Monk is your sixth man. Davion gets some minutes.
That's the thing. Like
Kevin Huerter getting minutes.
That's the thing.
Are you playing Kevin Huerter at the three now?
I feel like if Kevin Huerter's here, like Kevin, you can still shoot the 3 ball. Like get out there. Like I get he doesn't play defense and all that, but Kevin Huerter can still have impact. So I feel like you have to give him some minutes. I don't think you just bury Kevin Huerter on the bench if he's here.
Right. So now, okay, so Davion Mitchell, who is a tradable asset, is now just going to be under bench and not playing.
Davion was playing well when Monk went down last year too. Kind of carried the bench a bit.
He was really, really good down the stretch. So this is why I think I'm going to call it trepidation from Kings fans. Because look, I don't think there's an argument to be made. This isn't like when the Niners took Ricky Pearsall. It was like, okay, I see the vision. If you're losing one of Ayuk or Samuel next year, you want to have somebody else to step up. But like, he was projected to go like mid-second round. This felt like a reach. Devin Carter is not a reach at 13.
No, if anything, you might have got a steal.
You look. So I went and looked today. And again, this is not the scouting process in any sport is not an exact science, but this is what we have to go off of.
Yeah.
ESPN had him 12th on their big board and had him going number 11 to Chicago in their mock draft. The Ringer, Kevin O'Connor, had him at number 5 on his big board and had him going 10th to Utah in his mock draft. NBADraft.net, really good resource, had him 13th on their big board and going number 11 to Chicago. And the consensus big board had him at number 10. So this was not a reach of some kind. I'm also not going to say like, wow, they got the steal of the draft. I don't think it's that. They just picked a player in that range who I think can help them this year. But I think the trepidation comes from there was so much talk about height and length and athleticism on the wings that taking a guard feels underwhelming. So that to me is where I'm standing on this. I like the Devin Carter pick very much. I think he's going to be a really good player for the Kings and a really good contributor, whether it's as a starter or on the bench over the next. I think he'll help now.
Yeah.
And then I think there's a chance that he develops into a really, really good player over the next couple of years. I love the pick. On that same hand, if this is the roster now, I have very, very serious questions about the Kings.
Yeah, and there's the thing too where, yeah, you had 5 guards coming into it, but if Monty McNair has Devin Carter next up on his big board or whatever, it's like, this is the best player available.
Sure.
Like, I feel like even with all the guards and all that, you kind of just have to take him at that point. So I think I am pro taking best player available if that's who your guy is.
Yeah, and like, look, I know there were a lot of people like pounding the table for Dalton Connect.
I was one of those people.
Right. And he went 17 to the Lakers. So it's not like he went 14th, by the way. He continued sliding after the Kings. And for what, I don't know exactly what it was. I don't think we'll ever know. But he wasn't next up on Sacramento's board. And maybe they had Devin Carter third. I don't know. Just let's say he was the third player on their board. Of all the players, he was number 3. And then the top wing available was number 9. You're going to take the number 3 player.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it. Especially since all we heard about this draft was, man, this is not a good draft and this and that. I don't think Dalton Connect is a slam dunk prospect. I don't think Jacoby Walter is a slam dunk prospect, or Keyshawn George, or Dayron Holmes, or whoever else. Like, I get why people liked their fit, and I would have been fine with any of those guys at 13. But I don't think that it is a disaster that they had Devin Carter as the best player on their board, and they went, hey, this guy is so good that we think he can help our guard rotation now and in the future. Whereas whoever the wing was, it's like, probably not going to contribute as much this year. We don't know if we love his ceiling. I get the frustration, but I also don't think it's the end of the world. There just has to be more coming.
Yeah,
there has to be more to the offseason than this.
Yeah, for me, my reaction is just to be determined, I guess. Like, I like the player and all that. I see the vision, sort of. But like you just like there just has to be more coming after this. It can't just be we took Devin Carter and now we're just gonna all right, we'll see what happens now. Game 1. Yeah. And it's gonna be an issue for me not saying Devin George all show. I don't know why I got Devin George on the mind.
Apparently he lives in Sacramento and is a great dude.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Salute to Devin George.
Oh yeah, shout out Devin George.
Yeah. All right. What's next for the Kings? We'll talk about it. 916-909-1320. That's 916-909-1320. If you want to join the show, we're taking your calls next.